I live with two other Kennedy School students, and so obviously the first thing you see when you walk into our apartment is a huge poster of John F. Kennedy. It's May of 1960, in the thick of the Democratic presidential primary, and he's got this great big grin on his face as he holds up a newspaper with the headline, "Jack Kennedy is on the road to glory." One night, on my way to bed, that poster froze me as I went to turn out the light. It's only 8 months before Kennedy becomes president, and only 3.5 years before he is killed. And he is so young. When JFK died, he was 46 years old. Imagine, if you could have intervened, if you could somehow step through that poster and warn him, before he becomes president, of what lies ahead, would he still have pursued it? I think he would. I think he would have said that the problems we faced were too urgent, that the need to act was too strong, whatever the cost. I wonder, as we get ready to walk out these gates, whether we face a version of the same choice. Each of us has our own hopes and passions and callings, and each of those comes with its own risks. Are we prepared to pursue them and to pay the costs that may come with that choice? The terrifying thing about today is that you work so hard to come here and then suddenly it's over. Dreams, diaries, essays, exams. I feel like I spent half my life taking the GRE, and then you get here and you realize it's not an ending but a beginning. The word commencement is carefully chosen. This is not a summit conquered, but rather the foothills of a new mountain and a steep path ahead. It's not only a steep path, but a forked one, with crossroads, latent with danger. I wonder if some of you have also had some sleepless nights recently, as we ask ourselves tough questions about the choices we will make, and by extension, the people that we will be. It's like a moment of vertigo, of looking down unexpectedly from a great height. And so we quickly busy ourselves again in the frenzy of life here at HKS, in quorum calls and bidding wars and cheap coffees at Dunkin' Donuts and overpriced drinks at Park. We don't stand still for fear of falling. One thing I've learned here is how much I don't know. I still remember day one and my sense of awe when I first met my MPA classmates. Now, this may seem strange, given that day one is also when we did the 15 seconds of fame introductions, when we MPAs learned that one of our classmates does a killer Donald Duck impression, another burps on command, and a third sings a beautiful Argentinian tango. But you were so impressive, with skills and experiences and languages from every corner of the earth. We are a very diverse group, from former teachers like myself, to economists and entrepreneurs and, well, let's face it, policy geeks in pretty much every field imaginable. We have come from very different places, and our paths are once again about to diverge. But there is one thing about the road ahead that unites us. There were others, thousands of others, who wanted to study here and who couldn't because we got to be here instead. We have not yet earned these seats. JFK walked out of Harvard into a world at war. We walk into one that is still shaped by tumult, that is still full of hunger and fear. In this room, there are some serious student loans that need to be paid back. There are families to support. In these 2 years, we have had births and bereavements. We have had engagements and breakups. My guess is that life is going to keep getting more complicated, not less. But as we go into the world, its challenges are now on us. There's no class here that could have taught us courage. It can only be exercised under conditions of uncertainty or fear. As Aristotle said, courage can only be learned by performing courageous acts. To commence is to begin. As JFK said in his inaugural address, let us begin.